Welcome everybody to another episode of Deadeyes and Dead Guys. I'm Deadeye9, and here we are on Ark Survival Ascended for PS5, the center map, taking a second look at the Sunken World Edition mods. In this second installment, we'll be checking out the Sauricthys, the Edestus, and the Protoceratops. Hope you guys enjoyed the first installment, and here we are again, bringing you some more wonderful creatures from the Sunken World Edition mods. Go ahead and strap on in, because we've got a nice bumpy ride ahead. Here we go. Okay, and here we've got some more amazing artwork from the Sunken World Discord. And common name, Sauricthys, species Sauricthys terpis, which is the foul lizard fish, diet carnivorous, temperament aggressive, habitat the open oceans. Summary, a medium-sized predator that excels in hit-and-run tactics. Incredibly speedy, it can snatch a rider right off their mount. There have been reports of a slightly larger, stronger subspecies that lives in the depths of the abyss. Tameable, yes, knockout. Rideable, yes, without saddle. Breedable, yes, hatch. Let's take a look at the map here and see where they spawn. You'll see, I haven't seen it in the deep open ocean at all. Usually it's like that mid-range open ocean where it's still kind of sort of near the surface, but the water is deep enough for it to be there. Right, and we're out here on our female Sauricthys looking for a male, and there it is. And this is about as deep as you'll see them. Good. Oh, it got me. Let's go ahead and make sure we get the... Oh. Hey, that works. That'll help me not miss, although I still managed to miss one anyway. But we should get this out quickly. And boom. That's actually one of the easier ways to tame it. Go ahead and let it bite you. Unfortunately, I mean, it did take half of my health and did break a couple things, but we'll be all right. Now, where is my Sauricthys? One of the things that I absolutely love about the Sauricthys is its knockout animation and pose. That is just awesome, and I love it. These guys, to tame up, they take regular kibble, raw mutton, raw prime fish, raw prime meat, etc. So we've got some kibble, but I forgot to bring it with me. Fortunately, we're pretty close to the pen, so I'll be right back with some kibble, and we'll get this one all tamed up. Almost back over to the guy there, but ran into this megalodon, and so I thought it'd be a good time to show off that it is speedy enough to stick behind the megalodon, although it does have a bit of a finicky attack, so you want to be careful and make sure that you are doing a good job aiming it properly, just to get in there and get those attacks in. But it can take on a megalodon by itself. I don't recommend, taking on too many things before you're gonna just tame right up, because it's been a little while. Yep. Okay. Here, don't eat the rest of that, okay? Just let me get it back. Thanks. You ate one. Anyway, you don't want to get into too many big fights before you actually level these guys up, because they start out with fairly low health, like in the 2,000 range for that female, and yeah, right about 2,000 for this male too. And without a saddle, which they don't have, that 2,000 hit points goes real fast. So I'm probably going to level mine up here to like 3,000 hit points, and then maybe get like 300 health or 300 weight in each of them, and then just smack the rest into melee damage. That would be how I would level these guys up. Hopefully the melee is worth leveling up. We'll have to take a look and see. But definitely you need extra boosts of health. With no saddle, it surely means that you've got to get a little extra there for that health stat. So let's take it around and take a look at some of the cool features. Now, your primary attack is a fairly quick bite. That's what I was using against the Megalodon. You have a grab rider off their mount attack, which is L2. And then with R3, I'm not sure if this is the exact same attack, but I've been using R3 against Manta, and you can actually pull them up out of the water doing it, and that ends up killing them, you know, instantly, basically, with like a one shot. Now, the other thing that they have is with fish, just regular fish, if there are any that aren't right about around a bunch of sharks. Here we go. Here's some fish. So you saw the damage against the shark. Damage against the fish is nothing if you don't hit it. There you go. So it gets massive damage against fish, which is just awesome. And I highly recommend that you stay away from those guys with the Sauricthys, at least until you've, you know, put a good amount of levels into them. But here's what you can do with the dolphins and mantas. Take this, just carry them up above water, and then boom. So you can do that with the manta too. It works out really well. I do like that it's carrying the manta with us, though. Let's see if you can do the surface shot, buddy, while you're following me. No, but at least you can hold it there and I can munch on it. Alright, let's go, buddy. So yeah, I'll be happy to show you against one or two foes. These guys are great. Against a big school of manta, I wouldn't really risk them for that unless you're, you know, actively doing some of this action and then just taking them above water and killing them that way. Because again, it's the saddle issue. You know, manta do pretty good damage, and without a saddle on, it's just not good. But you can snatch them, grab them, and bring them above the water, and do it that way, and that does work wonders. Nope. And the attack is super quick, so that is also very handy and does help insofar as getting a decent bit of damage in a short amount of time. They're not like major fighters, you know? I think a school of these guys would be absolutely awesome. So definitely we'll get to breeding on these and see if we can get 6 or 7 of them and have them just wreck stuff that way. But with just 1 or 2, I recommend, you know, playing it a little safe so you don't lose your Sauricthys quickly. All right. One last look at the Sauricthys before we move on to any other creatures. Let's take a look at the model that we have here. It is pretty darn good. You see we've got the very detailed eye, very detailed fins, the mouth with its snappy sharp teeth is very, very detailed. I like the way this one, it still has, you know, scale features on it, but it's much more snake-like than the other creatures that we've been looking at today. So you can definitely see the scales there, but whereas a lot of these other fish and creatures we've been looking at, the scales are larger and more pronounced. This is very smooth, and the scales are very, very small. So it just looks more snake-like almost than fish-like. So did a good job on this model. Did a really good job on the swimming animations. So I really think that they outdid themselves, especially with the with the knockout animation. That one, there's nothing that I've seen so far in Ark that has such a great knockout animation. I mean, there's a lot of good ones. Don't get me wrong. I do like quite a few of them, but the curled up into like a spiral is freaking awesome. Love it. All right. Off we go to the next creature. Again, we've got some Sunken World art for the Edestus as well. Common name Adestus, species Edestus magmalorica, devouring magma carapace. Diet carnivorous, temperament aggressive, and the habitat is the thermal reef and molten range. Summary: a bizarre shark that is impervious to magma, a useful adaptation for life in the thermal reefs it calls home. It is known to douse itself in magma, emerging coated in volcanic rocks and turning its snout into a thermal sword, burning any who would be aggressors. Riders have tried to replicate this by lighting the animal aflame with gasoline, but this has far less effective results. Tameable, yes, knockout. Rideable, yes, with saddle. And breedable, yes, gestation. And here we're going to look at its spawn locations. And if we take a look at the map here, this is a fairly rare spawn. Unfortunately, right now, we only have 4 on the entire map, and 3 of them suck. 20. The 4th one is, thankfully, the correct gender to mate with our current one, but it's also only a level 75. So what we're going to do, we're going to take off here, and we're going to show some of the cool abilities that this creature has, starting with the saddle. So the saddle is craftable at level 82, or rather learnable at level 82, and it is crafted in the fabricator. And if we take a look, the requirements for the saddle are 100 fiber, 80 obsidian, 250 ingot, and 200 C-scale. Yeah, so the saddle acts as a scuba tank, or a submarine rather. You know, there's no air going on outside. I'm losing my oxygen. Get inside the saddle, boom, I'm good. The other thing that it does, if you have gasoline heat powering it, I'm not sure if it works without the gasoline. It may, but as long as you have some heat going, as far as I know, you get the food cooking up in its inventory as well as metal smelting. So that's great. And then you also have a very cool looking mode of transportation. It's a very good model inside and out. You can actually see inside here we are fully self-contained, and that's awesome. Somebody put a lot of work in on this creature on the whole, and they did a great job with the model. And just to give a little bit of a better peek at the model, I mean, you can see here we've got the heated sword snout, volcanic rock with lava underneath on the back, and then check this out. This saddle, I mean, just look at this saddle. It's got pulley systems, it's got air, it's got fans. I mean, the detail that they use for this is just incredible. Very, very, very impressive. Very good job. The fins, the body, the saddle, all of it. Great job. All right, and we fast forwarded into the future just a little bit to use a leveled up Adestus to show off some of the combat capabilities. The first thing you'll notice is that when this plesiosaur hit us, it is now taking reflected damage back upon it, and it's fairly significant. I mean, this is 100 a tick, or close to 100 a tick. Yeah, 100 a tick. One of them's getting 88 a tick, so 88 or 100 a tick, and that was without me having done any attacks on it. All of that's reflected back from the heat that we have built up, and then you saw the initial attack, the primary attack there that we were doing. That is also quite hefty. There is a secondary attack that is a lunge attack that also does damage over time. And then, oh wow, there's a bunch of them. And then on top of that, there is a tertiary attack. And the tertiary attack, for guys like this, big guys, it's best to go above or above and behind or from the side where they aren't able to hit you at the same time. But as you can see here, he's just stuck in place. He's impaled. He's taking 100 a tick. The ticks are coming very, very quickly, and this is just going to suck his life down until there's nothing left. Now, if you go straight on at some of these guys that are bigger, the plesiosaur, the mosasaur, I haven't had an opportunity yet to fight a Tuso, but when you go head on with some of those, then they do have the ability to fight back. But if you get them from the side or behind or above and behind, below and behind, things like that, it does get them stuck in place without them being able to attack you back. Now, to release something from the R3 or tertiary attack, the impale here, you can just hit R3 again and it'll release them. Alright, and those are all of the attacks. Let's go back in time to before we tamed the male, show you how we got it and where we found it. Right, and we're getting pretty close to the first of the Edestus that have spawned on the map. There is our Edestus in the wild. I'm going to come down here and bang. Oh, I missed. Try that again. Bam. Gotcha. And boom. And it only harvested 3 thermite. Now we're gonna make our way all the way over to the next Edestus on the map. Like, wow, that's a big creature. There's the Edestus. And we'll take them all on. We'll take on the Edestus. We'll take on the Megalodons. Let's just do it all at once. Why not? Went right through that guy. Alright, now let's refresh. Adest this, boom. Search. We now have an 85 male, which is better than the 75 male. So I guess we'll go kill the 20 and the 75 up there and then see if 2 more spawned in. Maybe we always have 4 on the map. Let's see. Well, that's interesting. See, I thought that said 75 on the map, but my vision's not so great, and it was only a 15. So I'm glad we didn't hold off on trying to get that guy. All right, and the next one? Boom, done. That was a very harrowing fight. And we got no thermite from that one, so that's no fun. I guess thermite is a potential drop and not an always drop. All right, so we've killed 2 more. Let's take a look and see if we have more on the map. Whoop. What are you doing, man? You don't want to do this. Told you. All right. So we do have 3 on the map now. Let's remark them. Oh, there's 2 right next to each other here. Okay. What levels do we have? Nothing good. Alright, so we'll head on down to these ones and kill them. And okay, we're about halfway down to where those 2 spawned. It does look like 4 spawn on the map consistently. And we're about halfway down to those 2 lower level ones. And I checked the map again to see what else we had. What do you do against those? Let's see. Oh, the donkey caught up too. Oh, there's a bunch of donkeys. Yeah, we need to move. Okay. No problem. Yeah. Just get a little bit over 2,000 here. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, we got about halfway there, and then boom, check the map again, and we got this guy right here, somewhere around here. That is a male 145. Let's see. Is that it? Yeah, it is. Who's on us? Okay, you guys are back. Dang, you guys do good damage. Well, hold on a minute. Let's go heal up, eat all this fish meat, and then I'll come back down and I'll fight you guys when we're at full strength, okay? So we are not even back up to our original health of 4,000 yet, and I did put a bunch of levels in health as well, but it's time to see if we can take at least one of these guys down quickly. Yeah, there we go. It's got a nice stab in the top of them. Let's see if we can get this other one. No, missed. Okay. Whoa, right above it. There we go. Where did this other one come from? Let go, let go, let go. And there's even yet another one. Oh my gosh, it's Plessy Land. Alright, we got that one down. There we go. Now you're done, buddy. You have been stabbed. Now you shall burn in the water. So so these guys are pretty freaking awesome. Do lots of damage. Got a bunch of different attacks to use. Well, 3 different attacks to use. And one of them has damage over time. This one has a impale and damage over time. So if you impale from the front, obviously the creature you're attacking can still attack you, but you impale them from above, it's brutal. Okay, there's our Edestus. Is that a dead pussy? Yeah. Alright, what I'm going to do here is put the harpoon gun on my hotbar. Now, for the one that we're currently on, I did use trank arrows to tame, and I don't want to do that again, because with the trank arrows, I had to actually wait in the middle of the tame to let it get some health back to kind of make sure that I wasn't going to kill it. So what I want to try to do is use these shocking trank bolts that we have 10 of and see how that goes. Let's put you away and take out Mud Skipper. Dang it, Mud Skipper. I've been having this weird issue where if I throw it out and I'm looking down, then he's just always looking down. And here we go. Alright, and should hopefully be... Oh, am I out of ammo? Yep. Alright, let's switch over to the trank arrows. Okay, I've got the trank arrows in right now. Yeah, see, this is what's going on now. We're just going to let it go ahead and heal up a little bit. It does regain its health faster than it regains its torpor, from what I can tell. So we're going to just give it a minute here, let it get some health back up. Let's take a look and see what damage are we doing. I think we're doing about like 130, 140. Yeah, we're doing 150. So that's 300 damage in it right there, which puts it pretty close to death. Yeah. So We'll let it heal up past that 200 mark, and then we'll get that last shot into it, and that should put it out. So we'll just keep an eye on him, follow him around here. Of course, something spawns. What is it? Shasta? Shasta, you're not going to bother the Edestus, are you? You're like a passive sort of thing, right? You're a big sort of thing. Jeez. All right. We are right up around that 200 mark. And do you want to go to sleep, my friend? There you go. 47 hit points. That's, talk about cutting it close, right? All right. Actually, let's take a look at it really quick. So, it will take 9 thermite to tame, or 66 gasoline, or 825 spark powder. And we have 10 thermite, I believe. So, we're like right on the button there. Well, maybe we have more than that, but... Oh, it's eating fast too, isn't it? Look at that. This guy's gonna tame up in no time. Boom. I'll take it. So the knockout part is a little sketchy, but oh man, you're just eating all that thermite, aren't you? Eat fish instead. Would you get all your points into food? Got some crappy melee. You didn't get all your points into food, but you got 37 points into oxygen. And you're a fish. You don't have oxygen. So that's not good. I think I did see people mentioning that in the Discord, and that they will be addressing that in a future patch. So I will definitely be looking forward to that. In the meantime, we've showed off all the wonderful abilities of this bad boy. Now we have a breeding pair. So let's move on to the Protoceratops. Okay, we've got a dossier here for the Protoceratops. Species Protoceratops tempestus. Time period late Cretaceous. Diet herbivorous, temperament skittish. In the wild. In a land of so many ferocious oceanic giants, it gave me a great surprise to see a Protoceratops come tumbling out of the understory. Protoceratops tempestus is a dinosaur commonly found on almost all islands, foraging for its favorite food, the variety of delicious fruits growing on native trees. Its foraging behavior involves headbutting trees and greedily gobbling up any fruits shaken off the branches. No joke, this thing has an unhealthy obsession with fruit, even to its own detriment. I've even heard islanders tell stories of a Protoceratops breaking the leg of an Altispinax, which happened to step on a crab nut it was about to eat. I've obviously dismissed this as a tall tale, but to say the least, the mental image it creates is hilarious. Domesticated. In terms of utility, Protoceratops is best left to do what it does best, finding fruit. Domesticated, it sees common use gathering delicious, nutritious fruits for both its master and other herbivorous tames. In addition, Protoceratops is commonly kept by almost all tribes for some very vocal behaviors. It naturally has an affinity for storm detection, warning others with a shrill cry to prepare for whatever the elements may throw at them. Let's take a look at where it spawns here. We can see these are obviously only the level 100 to 150 ones, but they are all along the riverbeds. And if we were able to see all of them, all along the rivers here, all the way down here, even some in the jungle up here by the lake, it looks like, up here, over here, and I have seen them all along here, as well as up here, and through this northern river here. So they definitely spawn in lots of places. There's currently 169 of them on this map, and we're going to be going across and grabbing one that should be right over here. So the one we're looking for is down here on the beach, and what you want to use to tame these guys is either A, the fruit that we're collecting right now, by using our primary attack on trees, or B, you can use kibble or major berries. The kibble works just as well on, the high level ones as anything else that you would use on them, insofar as the fruit and everything. But if you're going to be major berry taming one, I recommend just getting a low level one with the major berries and then using that one to collect these fruits, the angelberry, crabnut, curl bean, and spine fruit, and then using those to tame your higher level one once you have those items. It is the cutest guy, or gal, in this case, on the beach. It just looks so happy, all prancing around with its tail strutting its stuff. And then in reverse, it looks awesome. I love how the tail kind of goes side to side while they're walking in reverse. Really cool. And then, strangely enough, this is the only blank ceratops, like the Triceratops or the Styracosaurus. It's the only ceratops type creature that jumps. So it does have a cool little jump. And if we take a look at that in orbit mode, whee! It just looks so fun. Now, you will see I am definitely getting a whole bunch of whiplash as I ride this thing down the beach. So be careful of that. Make sure you've got a good chiropractor on call. It looks for a very goofy kind of ride, but I love it. I definitely love it. It's good texture, amazing juicy tail with some fur on it, and the fur looks even kind of like yarn-like at times, which I think is kind of cool. Good saddle, fits on it well. Obviously, it doesn't save you from the herky-jerky when it's running. That does hurt your back, but just keep that chiropractor on call and ride this happy-go-lucky kind of guy all around. Now, this is a passive tame. Hold on a second. Now, this is a passive tame. So what you want to do is just go ahead and put that kibble or fruit in your last bar. It does actually take simple kibble, so super easy to get. And boom. And, with kibble or with angelberries and spine fruit, crab nut, and curl bean are only 6 each. Major berries, obviously 37, so that's why you wouldn't want to be using major berry on a higher level one. But with kibble, we're going to get away with just 3 more feeds. Now, obviously, the 6, that's after I've already fed it 1 kibble, so it would be more than 6 for 135. And we are at 2.5 times taming on this server, but pretty easy tame, good looking creature. I like the horns on the side. It's interesting to see a Ceratops type creature that does not have a horn on the front. The Styracosaurus, which we have from a different mod, and the Triceratops both have the horns on the front. This guy does have a charge attack similar to the Triceratops. If you hold down the L2 button or the secondary attack button, you charge it up. Once it gets full, just like the Triceratops or the Sauricthys, you just let go, and then boom. And that didn't work out very well. Hold on a second. This does work. I've used it before. Okay, hold on to it, and then let go. Boom. I just riding these guys around. It's so funny. I love it. All right, let's go see. It should be ready for another feed now. Where do we leave it? Oh, way up there. Okay. Let's take a look. You ready for some more? Nope, you are not. All right, well, I'm going to finish taming this one up, and then we'll bring you back over to the water pen, and we'll show off the Protoceratops. Make sure that they breed. I'm sure that they do. Likely an egg tame. As a matter of fact, I am 100% sure it is an egg, rather not egg tame, but egg hatch. I am 100% sure because I have seen them drop eggs before. So we'll get you over there and see you shortly. All right, so we've got this little lady back to the water pen along with her mate, and we're just going to take a look at the saddle blueprint really quick. So we've got the Protoceratops. You do craft it in your inventory. It takes 70 wood, 160 fiber, and 120 hide. So while they're mating really quick, we're just going to grab some wood. Too bad I dumped all that wood that we had from breaking up the foundations and ceilings that we had on the Henotis, but we'll go ahead and just grab a little bit more really quick. Boom. Go back to the Proto saddle. And bam, there we go. So for the Ingram, Proto saddle is level 23, and it is obviously fairly easy to craft. It does take a little bit of hide, but the other quantities of resources and the resources themselves are just pretty easy to get there. So we'll go ahead and just slap the saddle on her. Boom. Got some extra kibble from a drop. We have kibble in some of our ranged drops, which is very cool on the server. We utilize the Beacon app to manage our server drops and the like, so go ahead and check that out if you'd like to do that. And there is our egg right there. Can we get to it? Boom. All right. So there it is. It is clearly one of the cutest creatures on the island. Super happy little girl, and get you resources that we are going to talk about in the next episode. Okay, and that's going to wrap it up for the second installment in the Sunken World Additions mod spotlight on Ark Survival Ascended. We're here on the PS5 on the center map. Today we got to look at the Sauricthys, the Edestus, and the Protoceratops. In the next episode, we'll be covering the passive ability fish, resources and consumables, and the equipment available with this mod. I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. If you did, go ahead and smash that like button. If you really enjoyed yourself, share it with a friend or leave a comment down below. If you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see everyone in the next video.